Okay. All right. Welcome to our call tonight. We're so happy to see your faces. I'm excited to hear from Katie tonight because she has some goods to share, and that is my fave when you guys share too. So, first of all, I want to go over a couple things that are happening right now so everybody's on the same page, everybody knows what's happening, and we can make the very most of this week and this month, right? And this quarter, and just stay on track with our goals. So first and foremost, if you haven't watched the call last night that Brooke and Emily did on the perks, if you don't know what they are, if this is new to you, that's okay. There's a lot to take advantage of there with the perks. So basically what it is Plexus has given us this gift. You guys, this is such an awesome gift. I'm just going to quickly kind of explain what it is, but I posted the call in Synergy, so I'd love for you to go back and put it in your ears. If you can put it on 1.5 speed, you can get through it quicker, but this is going to be super valuable information for you to learn and then implement regularly. I would say like weekly, even daily. If you can get into the habit, if we can get in the habit of utilizing this, it is going to drastically improve our retention, you guys. And when we have improved retention, we all have stronger, more solid residual incomes. We have more people that are getting results because they're being consistent on their products. So then that will turn into more people wanting to share. Can you see how this is like a no-brainer to take advantage of perks? So basically what it is a program that Plexus has created so that we can have something to offer people that are consistent on their products. How many of you have ever thought, like you look at someone in your back office that has 99 PV and you're like, oh, but yet you're like, okay, I can reach out to them, but what is it in it? Like, what's in it for them, right? Happy day, you guys. Perks makes it simple because they are literally getting free products for having their subscription set to 100 all the time. And this is not taking out of our paychecks, like this is a gift from Plexus. Obviously, it makes sense for them financially because they're a very fiscally responsible company, but it is an incredible program that I am so excited about because our focus has shifted to, yes, we want to get new people in the door, new enrollments, yes, but we have really been putting effort into taking good care of people that are already in the room. How many of you like that idea? We've worked so hard to get these people in the door. We want to make sure that we do everything we can to keep people in the room and then multiply the people that are in the room. So we've done our customer care video series. I hope that you are taking full advantage of that. I'm hearing great feedback from that. People are loving it. And it's really educating people so they stick with it. Now we have perks, so people are motivated to keep their subscription at 100 PV. And then within, what you can do is, I want you to watch the whole call from last night so we don't have to go into it in detail. But in your back office, when you click My Business under Virtual Office, it says Perks Report. And it's going to show you anyone who's at risk on your team of losing their perks. When people turn off their subscription, they have 3 days to turn it back on and to get that set up again, or else they lose their perks, okay? And the perks is legit. Like, you get free freaking products. It's not just like, oh, yay, like a Plexus swag bag. It's actual products that people are buying. So there's a high dollar amount, a high value on the perks. So I want to encourage you to dig in, listen to that call. I want you to take notes, and I want to challenge every single one of us, myself included, to start to really take advantage of perks. Because as we duplicate this, again, we're going to just grow stronger businesses, happier people on the products, more results, and it's going to just, it's a win-win for everyone involved. So let's take full advantage of perks, okay? So watch that call, you'll get all the details, dig around, you guys. A lot of times, the best way for you to learn about something is just click around. In the Help Center, if you go under perks and you just read all about it, they have all the details there. So you can become an expert on it and you'll feel so confident. The more you know, the more excited you're going to be to implement, talk about it, and it will build your business. Okay, so let's do that. Number 2, is everyone aware of the AirPods incentive that's going on right now? Have you guys heard about it? Raise your hand. Some people have. Okay. So this is amazing. Once again, Plexus always thinks ahead, and the incentives are specifically created to always have a carrot to dangle, and they make our job so much easier. Do you guys know that? Like, they are always thinking of ways to inspire our people and to incentivize people to take action. So this incentive is for anyone who enrolled in January and February, okay? With a welcome pack, any welcome pack, they are eligible to get free AirPods when they get 3 level 1s with any welcome pack enrolled this month, okay? What an incredible opportunity to go to every person you enrolled in January or every person on your team who enrolled in January. Just, this is the thing, you guys, it's really easy to get into management mode and think that everyone on your team knows about this. Leaders don't assume anything, okay? Dig into your team, make sure that every single person that was enrolled on your team in January knows about this incentive, okay? Because a lot of people, they don't want to build a business, but they wouldn't mind getting free AirPods. I can't tell you how many people start building the business just because of an incentive like this. Amy Paul, who is like a double diamond and who is Brooke Hemingway's sponsor. Who wouldn't want to be Brooke Hemingway's sponsor? The only thing better than being Brooke Hemingway is being Brooke Hemingway's sponsor, right? I'm totally kidding. It just sounds funny. So the bottom line, you guys, she didn't want to do the business until the iPad incentive came around. And she started working her business to get an iPad. And look at where she is now. Like, it's completely changed her family's financial life. So do not underestimate the people on your team that maybe have said, I don't want to build a business. Cool. Still tell them about this incentive, and don't make it creepy. Don't make it about building a business. I created a post in Saucony Plexus Health where we talk strictly about products in there, right? But I changed the verbiage a little bit and just said, just so everybody knows, this does not mean you have to build a business, but everybody who enrolled in January and February can earn free AirPods for getting 3 accountability partners. I want to break this down. If you really take these things and you run with it, this is the perfect storm to create momentum, because the power of 3 is everything. One person getting 3 people is not a huge deal, but a bunch of people getting 3 people is a big deal, right? And not only is this happening, we also have convention credits that are doubled right now for levels 1 and 2 enrollments. What? For the rest of February, you can literally just rack up your convention contest credits by getting new level 1 enrollments, new level 2 enrollments. That is insane. If you want the details on that, go to the Help Center again and type in convention contest February, and you'll find the articles with all the details. This is amazing. Also on our team, we have our 3-day challenge that is rocking and rolling right now. How many of you are loving our 3-day challenge right now? I am loving it. Seriously, I'm not overspeaking this. Kimberly's live this morning had me so fired up. I've heard her tell these stories for 4 freaking years. But this girl is owning her shiz. Did you guys feel it? How many of you could feel a shift in Kimberly? Like, she's always been amazing. Always. I don't say that lightly. She's always been a natural. But the way you delivered that live today, ooh, I have chills thinking about it. Like, I was seriously like, who else can I get to like get in this group? Like, guys, there is fire on this 3-day challenge right now. There is so much engagement. We have so many prospects commenting. We have new people saying, I need a change. I need a change. Like, it's here for the taking. It's happening, right? So if you're not plugging into the 3 days of Plexus, get plugged into it. It's not too late. Utilize that group right now. Take some time tonight and tomorrow. Invite your people to join. Private message them and say, I know you've been thinking about Plexus. This is the absolute perfect way for you to learn about these products with 0 pressure. Because we don't do pressure. We don't do arm twisting. We are passionate about what we do. And we're going to tell you the nitty-gritty on why the products work. You're going to hear testimonials. You will love it, and you're going to love the energy. Be confident, okay? Invite people to join you. Get your new people in those groups. The perfect storm is here. Can you guys see it? We have the AirPod incentive. We have perks. We have our 3-day challenge. We have convention contest credits doubled right now. It is here. It's a matter of who's going to dig in and take an intentional 30 minutes to an hour or 2 hours, dig in and make it happen, right? Everything is here for you. Okay, so that is the quick update on what's happening. We are going to do, our 3 days is continuing till Thursday. So keep utilizing that through all of this week. Even if it's Friday, utilize the group still. The information's still there, okay? So utilize that group, take full advantage. Now we are gonna do some shout outs. Who wants to go first with a shout out?
I can.
Get it.
You'll have to excuse my little cold here. I sound all nasally. Thankfully, before the live, I had taken some Sudafed, so I didn't sound so horrible, but
Darn it.
Okay, I want to shout out Sydney. She is not on the, I know, right? Stupid colds. You go to Hawaii and you come back with a cold. That's not cool. Anyways, Sydney, she's not on here, but she had a few enrollments recently, and I know she's working hard. She's a nurse, and she works nights, trying to balance kids, and I'm just really proud of her for showing up and doing the hard stuff. So my shout out is to Sydney.
I love it. Anybody else have one? Anyone can do this. If you have someone up, down, side, anywhere that you want to shout out, go for it. We'd love to hear from you.
I wanted to shout out Becky Blackwell. I know she's here. She never shows her beautiful face, but I know she's listening. I want to shout Becky out because she shows up to these calls every week. She is so dedicated to her personal growth and mindset work and just doing the small and simple things. And really, like, I just think that that is amazing for her to be so consistent. And I'm just grateful for her for showing up. I'm proud of her for that.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, my shout out, gosh, I've got 2 and I have more than that. I'm just gonna who cares? Kimberly Greening deserves a freaking shout out. I kind of gave her one for her live, but you guys, like, I am so proud of this girl, this woman, this amazing boss babe of a woman. Boss babe's gross. This amazing diamond in the making. Like, seriously, when I saw you today, Kimberly, I was like fired up and I was like, this girl's a diamond. You've always been a diamond, but you guys know it takes a lot of personal growth on this journey, and life happens on the journey, and it can be really easy to just be like, it's too much, it's too hard, I'm just gonna like bow out. But watching Kimberly lean in to uncomfortable things is so inspiring. I love this woman and I'm so grateful for her. Okay, I almost have control. Okay, today when I was watching Kim today too, I just had the biggest burst of gratitude, because it's a lot more fun to do this when you have a power partner, guys. It's so inspiring to have someone that you're doing this with. It is. And there's been some days that were not all peaches with me and Kimberly. We've had disagreements. But I want you to know, like, she leans in to discomfort, and she's always looking for ways she can grow, and it shows in her leadership. And I just am so proud of you, Kimberly, and so grateful for you and for your dedication and commitment to the journey with me specifically. I could not be where I am without you. This team wouldn't be where we are without you. And I'm just so, so grateful for you. So that's for Kimberly. I wanted to quickly shout out Brooke Barker, who's not on the call. But that girl, she gets down and dirty. When she decides she's going to do something, she gets down and dirty. She's probably enrolled like 6 or 7 people in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, because she's just like, I got to make this happen. Like, she doesn't make excuses. She just does it. And she's busy. She's a single mom of 6 or 7. Single mom of 6. She works her tail off working full time, and still finds a way to get enrollments and move the needle and help people and support her team. And she's doing awesome. She's going to be senior gold this month. I'm so proud of Brooke Barker. So when you see her, tell her congrats. And then really quick, Katie Tucker, I want to shout you out too. Katie called me yesterday and she was like, Christy, I'm just ready for more. I want to be an emerald. I'm going to start working like an emerald. like, I want to help. Will you please like let me do more? I was like, oh yes, please. I love you. You're amazing. And a lot of what we do comes down to our leadership. And Katie is so natural at this, and she's stepping into leadership more than ever. And it's just so awesome to watch. So Katie Tucker, you're an inspiration. We love you. That was a lot of shout outs, but forgive me. With that being said, let's turn it over to Katie. She has something to share that she had a light bulb about, and then she's going to guide us through book club. So I love you all. Thanks for being patient with that. But you're amazing, and I have to just shout it out sometimes. So take it away, Katie girl.
Well, dang, we should just do shout outs the rest of the call, I think. And those are fun to hear. So yeah, I was doing some mindset work the other day, listening to Tiffany Peterson. She was one of the trainers that we had at Align. For those of you who weren't there, she is amazing. I just resonate with her so much. And she was doing some Q&A with her training, with her coaching. And this one lady, I can't remember specifically what this person's question was, but Tiffany started talking about building relationships and how to be really intentional with that. I know that sometimes it can kind of feel like, how do I build a relationship? I don't know what to do. And sometimes I think that if we get really focused and intentional with building relationships with certain people, it kind of compounds, and then we're able to build those relationships slowly. I really think that relationship building is a lot of what we do. It's a huge part of network marketing, because we need people to know that we truly do care, and that they can trust us, that we have their best interest at heart. So in the call, she was talking about being intentional with relationship building. So she recommended to this lady to write down, well, the lady wanted to do 5, but Tiffany wanted her to do 10 in 1 week. She wanted her to write down a list of names of 10 people that she wanted to become better friends with. And it doesn't have to be Plexus. Actually, you don't want to talk about Plexus in these relationship building messages. This is following their Instagram closer, watching their stories, commenting on the things that they're posting. And then eventually there's the messaging back and forth. And that, to me, if you don't live close by, where I don't live close by most of my people, I build my relationships online. I live in Rock Springs, Wyoming, you guys. There's like 24,000 people here. I don't live by anybody. And so most of my relationships are online, and I have actually built a lot of good relationships, but I actually feel like intentional relationship building is something that a lot of us are missing. I feel like I'm not super intentional. I'm kind of scatterbrained, like I scroll my Instagram and I comment here and there, and I'm answering messages, but I'm not really being super like, okay, I really want to build a relationship with McKenna. She's a friend of mine that I knew in my old ward, and I know she's interested in Plexus, but I don't want to talk to her about Plexus yet. I want to build a friendship with her, a better friendship. And I know it's possible to do that. So she would be one of my list. She would be one of my 10 that I want to focus on. And I think that each goal for yourself could be, it can be individualistic. If you wanted to focus on even 10 people per month and just get super laser focused on building a relationship with them, so that you don't overwhelm yourself. I just think that that is a really worthy goal to have in our business. And I just really wanted to share that with you guys. So we'll move on to book club really quick. I really liked this chapter. So the thing I like most about this book is that not only does she talk about like mindset work and stuff like that, but she actually she tells you exactly what you need to do. And she kind of lays it out about how important it is to have systems and how important it is to have duplication. So for those of you who have the book, we're going to be in chapter 8, which is page 83. And she starts right off about duplication and why duplication is the key. Duplication is the key to making big money with this network marketing gig that we're doing. It just is. I mean, if you're good at enrollments, that's fantastic. I'm super good at enrollments, but that's not going to be what builds up your team. So I actually I looked it up. I wanted to kind of get a definition for what duplication meant, because I know this is kind of one of those words that you hear a lot in our trainings and our culture and our team stuff. And it's kind of one of those words where I'm like, I know what duplication means, but like, what does it really mean to duplicate? So I looked it up, and I actually found this really awesome article. I'd love to share it with you guys when this is over. The article talks about how it is the key to serious profits. And I know that we've been taught this before by our leaders, but it truly is. You have to learn how to duplicate and guide the people that you're signing up underneath you to use our systems and to create the same duplication for them, and so on and so on. So in this article also, they talked about how, like, for example, I have a lot of influence on social media, not a ton, but I have a lot of followers on my Instagram. And I think because of this, I do have more enrollments than some people. That's a really good example of how that's not duplicatable. Like, not everybody is going to be able to form a big following on Instagram. It's just not like, that's not, I can't teach that to people. And because it just kind of happened to me. And like, I'm lucky, I guess. And I do work on my Instagram and my social media and my networking and stuff, but that is not duplicatable. That's a really good example of what not duplicatable means. So what it means is we have to, we have to get our new distributors that are our new ambassadors under us to use the systems that we have in place. And I'm so glad that we're doing this chapter this week, because we're doing the 3-day challenge this week. And this is a perfect example, not the 3-day challenge, sorry, the 3 days of Plexus. Yes, I have worked consistently, but thank you. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the 3-day challenge is a perfect example of a system that our team is using, and it works. So I looked up what the heck duplication means, and this is what it said on this website. I loved it. It says you need to help your ambassadors to find people, help them to decide on what they want to do when they are signing up, help them enroll, and then train those people. This is like a system that we just do with everybody. So she talks too at the bottom of the page of 83 about how systems are critical, about how, like, if I were to just go, well, this works for me and I'm just going to do this and I'll let everybody else figure it out, like, that wouldn't work for my team. My team wouldn't grow if I didn't teach them how to share and how to duplicate that. So, if I'm doing this and you guys are doing the 3-day challenge and then somebody else is doing this, it's just, you know what I'm saying? We kind of all, when we work with these systems and we all know what we're doing, it really does produce much better results, especially when we all just know what we're doing. Okay, so on page 84, she talks about effective enrolling. And I really like this because I remember when I first started Plexus, the business, I was coached to call people on the phone and enroll them on the phone. And I'll be honest, I didn't really like that. I didn't want to do that, right? Like, if you are comfortable raising your hand, who does not like talking on the phone to people? I don't like calling people. I still don't like it. Honestly, I really don't. It's not something that I'm like, yay, I can't wait to call this person. It's always uncomfortable. And a lot of the people that I call are people that I don't know. Legit people I've never met. So many times there are people that I have not ever met, but I still do it. I do it because I was coached to do it. I was also coached to be coachable. So I did it anyways without really understanding why. And on this page, she talks about why that's important to do. So I'm going to kind of read part of this paragraph here. She says, so she also recommends setting up an appointment where you're with them or you're on the phone with them or doing a Zoom, something where you guys can talk to each other. I don't believe messaging is as personal. It doesn't show that you care. Carrie Smith, she's not on this call, but I enrolled her over the phone in April and I didn't know her. I had never met her. And she told me many, many months later, she was so grateful that I did that because it made her feel like I cared for her and that she wasn't just another random sign up. So there's that. Just because you think it's awkward doesn't mean that they think it's awkward. Yeah, Christy?
It goes back to exactly what you were telling me about with building relationships. There is no way around it. This is a relationship business, period. So the small things that we do to get greater connection are always going to move the needle. So that phone call, like, dude, sweaty butt crack. I used to have so much fear about getting on the phone, but can I just hide behind my computer? Like, just give me your information. Like, there came a point in my business when I had to stop hiding and I had to actually start building connections. And that's when my business really started to explode, is when I implemented these simple things to deepen relationships, not using any more time, just methods that deepen connection.
Yes, exactly. And like I said, you may be uncomfortable with it, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily are. And maybe they don't want to talk on the phone either, but I can almost always, like 90% of the time, is that Christian? Hi, Christian. He's so cute. I can almost 90% of the time get somebody on the phone with me. Unless they say, I don't want to talk to you on the phone, which some people have said to me, I can usually get them on the phone. Okay, sorry, I'm going to read this paragraph. She says, I want them to experience the process, and I want to be there to make recommendations and answer their questions. When I sponsor someone, I am making a commitment to help them get off to a great start and to work very closely with them during their first 30 days. I commit to being available for counseling and income producing activity after that, 3-way calls, event support, or coaching them to help them achieve their next level business. So when I'm reading that, what comes to my mind is she takes herself seriously as a professional. We are in a business. And when we talk to people on the phone and help them set their account up, we are getting off onto a great foot with them. We look professional. And I have a lot of people, when they set up their accounts, they've got questions about their subscription and I think it's so important to guide them through the process to show them how to use their account. I just think it's so smart. She also talks about how it's important to talk to them about their monthly subscription, helping them to get to choose their website. Okay, sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Sorry, I've hosted book club quite a few times and I still get nervous. I hope I'm not talking too fast for you guys. So on page 85, she talks about how it's important to celebrate with them and be excited. And I sometimes forget to do this. I'll forget and then I do it, but I'm like, oh yeah, yay, I'm so excited for you. Like, how many times do you sign somebody up and you're just like, let's get this done. And then you're like, oh, I'm so excited for you. Like, I think it's easy to just kind of get in your groove and you kind of forget oh, this is exciting for them. And they need to feel our excitement. I remember when I signed up, Kimberly was super excited for me. And I watched her do that with all the people she helped me sign up. She was like, this is so exciting. I cannot wait to see your results. That excitement is going to feed them. It's going to fuel them up and they're going to get excited. So I think that's really important. So this is a good opportunity when you first sign somebody up to talk about the Fast Start Silver, right? But we don't call it that to them. We don't say that. We say, just so you know, you have 14 days to get 3 people to join you, and you can earn $422. So I'll tell you guys, up until a month or so ago, this is not how I operated my business. It's not. And my business reflects that because I've been a little bit stagnant for the last few months. I want to grow. And so I have been pushing myself to do this with every single person that I enroll. And guess what? I've had 2 people go silver since I've started doing this. So it works. So when you sign somebody up, it doesn't have to be, hey, do you want to go silver and make this money and join my team and build a business? I really feel like if you posture yourself well and you extend the opportunity to them to earn this money, because as Nicole Brinkerhoff trains us, I've learned a lot from her. She says this money is literally sitting on the table for them, and $422 could change somebody's finances, like make a huge difference for their family. And it would be like almost kind of unfair for me to not tell them about this opportunity. They could make really good money just by sharing with 3 people. So that's the verbiage that I use. So the reason I'm telling you guys about this is because on page 85, she talks about getting their business going and asking them their why and that kind of stuff. And typically with Plexus, we don't really do that. We help them get their products going and everything like that. But I think that if we start, talking about that right in the beginning with people, it doesn't feel yucky. I think that people are so excited about their journey, and if you present it to them as, just so you know, I don't know if you're interested, but if you are, you could actually earn $422 in the first 2 weeks if you can find 3 friends to join you, like your mom, sister, neighbor, even your husband. So I really think that we overthink it, and it seems kind of scarier than it really is, but I think that just extending that opportunity to them and just letting them know it's there. Okay. So I feel like the rest of this is about, when you have somebody who's ready to share, what to do. So on page 86, she talks about creating lists. And this was actually something that I was like, oh, okay, I've actually not had anyone do this before. So I really love this idea of when you've got somebody who, wants to go, they want to make this money, and they're kind of like, I don't know anybody, right? Like I've heard a lot of people tell me that I don't know anyone. Actually, they know more people than they think. Their mind just kind of goes blank. So it's up to us to, get their wheels going a little bit and get them thinking. So she says here to help them make a list, have them go through their Facebook, have them go through their phone contacts and write it out. And then she guides them and helps them through, prospecting messages. And I mean, like you guys, this chapter really taught me a lot because I haven't really done this a ton. Like I have somebody who wants to share. Do you guys ever have that? When you have somebody who wants to share and you're like, cool, what do I do? I don't know what to do for you. This chapter is so good. It tells you exactly what to do. Okay, well, let's make a list. Let's Zoom. Okay, let's talk about it. Help them write messages. Because I think new people are like, I don't even know what to say, So I just love how she lists this out. She talks a lot about doing 3-way conversations, doing Zoom calls, or she calls them Skype, but whatever. She says here, my goal is to give my new distributor confidence to reach out to those people on their list, share their story, and teach them to start inviting these people to their events. I teach them about 3-way calls. She uses the word teach a ton in this chapter because that's really what we're doing. We are teaching other people how to do what we do. On the bottom of page 87, she talks about how daily activity is the cure to what ails you. And I liked this. This actually kind of made me think a little bit about, okay, like I'm a stay-at-home mom and I have been for like almost 10 years, which is crazy. But like, have you ever like had all these chores and things that you need to get done, but you're just like, I'm bored and I don't really know what to do or where to start? Like, you know what to do, you just don't want to do it. Like, I'm just going to be real, right, Carol? Right? Like, I've had days like that where I'm like, I need to do the laundry and I don't want to do the laundry. But you kind of tell yourself that you're like, I don't know how to get out of this like pile of laundry that I'm in, like do the laundry. It's all about just taking action. And so for me, like, okay, so she talks again about, doing these follow-up phone calls and your daily activity and all of the stuff. And actually, so she talks about the 3-2-1 method, which means 3 prospecting conversations per day, 2 follow-ups, and 1 call to a team member to help them take their business to the next level. My mantra is 5 calls a day keeps leads coming my way. 5 calls a day. That's not super complicated and it's not a ton, but can you imagine like how much your business would actually change if you seriously did that? Like for reals. It's really simple, but I think we overcomplicate it because we don't want to take the action. We don't want to do it. Like I know that for me, sometimes I have somebody who wants to enroll and they're like, oh, can you, like, I'm like, you want to talk on the phone? Like I'll help you get set up. And then they're like, well, how about this time? And I'm always like, I can't, I have this going on. I'm sorry. I can't be the only one who's like, I don't really want to talk on the phone right now, but you just got to do it. You just got to do it. Like these actions are what is going to change your business. So anyways, so I just thought it was funny. I wanted to talk about it because I feel like I can't be the only one that dreads phone calls. Yes, Christy.
One of my biggest things I think that made me dread it was I was afraid to get off the phone. Like I didn't know how to get them to stop talking. Like I was afraid of coming off rude because I wanted to be quick. So I've learned how to like say, this will only take about 15 minutes. And then at the beginning of the conversation, how are you? Good. Well, I know your time is short, so let's get right into this. I want to make sure that we make this short and sweet. Like not being afraid to just keep it short. Like, and then setting an alarm, be like, guys, I'll be back in 15 minutes and sticking to it. So for me, that's made a huge difference. And just saying, it's going to be 15 minutes or less. I'm going to respect your time. So let's just get into this, right? Instead of, how are you? Oh, that's so fun. Oh, family. And then before you know it, it's 30 minutes and you're like, oh, this is why I hate phone calls. Like, right? So for me, I've had to just like practice saying those words out loud. So in a kind way, that's like, I respect your time. And I know that both of us are short on time. So let's just get right into it. Tell me your name. Let's write this in. You know what I mean? Like that's helped me kind of not avoid it so much. Just making it brief and keeping it brief out of respect for both of our time.
I love that. Thanks, Christy. Also, I feel like I'm talking nonstop. If you have anything to say, please just unmute yourself and interrupt me because I don't want to be the only one talking. And I feel like this chapter was super helpful and just really educational for, duplicating, which I feel like is it's such a, like I said, it's such a vague term where you're just like, I don't even know how to do that. What is that? Okay. Like, I don't know. So yeah, so let me see. Sorry. I have all these notes written and okay. Okay. So she talks about launching your new distributor strong on page 89. And the first thing that I thought about was sip and sees or gut health event nights. So she talks about, doing that within the first 14 days of their enrollment, which is awesome because we have this Fast Start Silver program, so I really think that, getting them, if they're interested in the $422, that's the first thing that you should do is to host an event with them. And she talks in here too about the I do, we do, you do method, where I do the first one for them, while you come over and bring all the stuff and you explain everything, they take notes and watch you and learn, and then you do it together, and then they're able to do it on their own. That is teaching them. So yeah. And then also she talks about how preparing is the key for a successful event. And we are super blessed to be on an amazing team where we have a post that's in Synergy that talks about how to do a sip and see. So it's super, like this post, I have followed it to a T on how to do these sip and sees, and I follow the directions and I get massive turnout every time. So if you follow it and you guys know what I'm talking about, the sip and see post, it's in Synergy. If you search in the search bar, the sip and see, it'll say how to host a sip and see, and it will give you step-by-step instructions on what to do. And I know it sounds kind of goofy, like, why do I need to do this? But like, they tell you what to say. They tell you, okay, write out your, top 20 people that you want to come, send out this message, write yes, no, maybe, but beside each name. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because it's really helped me to get people, warm bodies in the room for my sip and sees. And I can tell when I have somebody who I'm hosting a sip and see with them and they haven't done it the way that I told them to, because not very many people come. So it's just really effective, and it's a great way to prepare to get your sip and see ready. Christy, did you want to go to 9:15? What time did you want to go to?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
If you feel like that's like covering the majority of it.
Yeah, I'll just wrap it up just for a couple more minutes. Okay.
Go ahead. Get it,
So
girl.
it says on page 90 at the bottom, it's my goal to help them earn a first check they can be proud of, picking up as many bonuses and commissions as possible. The first check is crucial as it determines whether they stick with you for month 2. And I really liked the way that she worded that. I really think that we just have so many mindset blocks that block us. I think that a lot of people, they look at this silver development and asking people to share as, I don't want to be annoying and bother them. But really, like, how fun would it be to help somebody earn a paycheck of like $400 to $500? That would feel so good. I want to help people do that. That would be so fun for me. How rewarding, how fulfilling that would be. So I love that she says that. That's her goal, is to help her people make money. And I love that. So she talks about being available for coaching and team meetings and calls and just keeping them plugged in. I've learned that from my sponsors. They have always been really good about keeping me plugged in, and now I do it for my girls. And it really just makes it solidifies you as a leader to them. And when they see you taking the action, they're going to do it too. She said something like, oh, the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Whatever you do duplicates. So promote events to your team, be excited about it. Like for example, like if we've got Super Saturday coming up, be the first one to enroll or the first one to register and be like, I'm registered, who's coming with me? Because your team's going to follow your lead. So I really just think it's about setting a good example. So yeah, and as she ends the chapter talking about asking yourself, what kind of culture do you want to create? I love this because she talks about creating fun experiences for your team, doing things like the friendships are what keep people in business. And I mean, like Christy Jex, Kimberly Greening, Becky, Nicole, like these girls are on my team and I feel a close friendship with them and I love working with them. And it's because we work hard at creating a culture. Our jewels put on retreats and events for us, and that is what forms our culture. I feel like we have a really good example set for us from our leaders. So, I think that's a really important part about, getting your teams to feel like they're part of something. Those friendships are so important. She talks about setting up recognition events and get-togethers and retreats. And I'm like, yep, we do that. That's awesome. So anyways, she ends it with saying, it's important that you decide today what kind of leader you want to be and what kind of culture you create for your team. Always remember, whatever you do will duplicate starting today. So that's all for me.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to unmute. That is like the feeling you're like, please start talking. I'm done. Katie, you're amazing. I love how Katie is not in a hurry. That's my theme for this year, is slow down to speed up. You're so like eloquent. Everything you say is easy to listen to and easy to understand. Katie, it's true. She's all, huh? How many of you feel like Katie is super eloquent?
I feel like that's the exact opposite of what I'm doing. I feel like I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm done.
How many of you feel like she's smoking something? Are you smoking something, Katie? You are so eloquent. You're like so, you're so like well thought out. Everything's like so beautiful and just, it is. I'm not blowing smoke. Like it's calming to listen to you. It makes me slow down and go, yes, this is good. So thank you for your preparation and for delivering in such a beautiful way. You're an amazing leader. You really are. You guys, just to end this call, first of all, bye to recording people. Thanks for joining us, recording.